Hello, hello. Welcome to Shapeshift 0.5 Workout C. We're going to be doing some floor core today. So core on the floor. We're going to get started with a warm up. Okay, we're going to start with cross taps, getting the body moving, loosening up the body. Maybe you haven't worked out for a couple days. Maybe you've done your workouts leading up to today, but you're feeling a little bit tight in the body, which is okay. So we're cross tapping here for 30 seconds, warming up the shoulders, warming up the ankles. And from here, we're going to be going into high knees. Ready and go. Bring it in and back. Knee to elbow. Of course, going at your own pace. Warming up the core here, warming up the hip flexors, warming up the shoulders. Stretch nice and high above your head. Bring the elbows and knees together. And switching sides and go. Getting the heart rate up a little bit here as well. 30 seconds each. Few seconds left now on this side. Keep it going. Get that body moving. Loosen up those tight muscles. And 3, 2, and 1. Take it wide. We're going to go side to side, lateral lunge, stretching out the adductor muscles, warming up the quads, warming up the knees. You're probably feeling that energy kick in now. Waking up that body, getting the heart rate up. Few seconds left here for our lateral side lunge. And 3, 2, and 1. We're going to take it to our toe taps. Opposite hand to opposite foot. Straightening in between each rep. Stretching out the hamstrings. They may be a little bit tight if you've done the previous 2 workouts, A and B. Only 30 seconds here. Few seconds left here for these. And 3, 2, and 1. We'll do some arm circles here. Over the head, nice, big and wide. Reverse arm circles. Loosen up the chest, loosen up the shoulders. Prepare your body for better, deeper movements so you can get the most out of your workout program. And reverse it. Taking deep breaths in and out. Few seconds here, we're gonna hit the floor and go right into workout C. And 3, 2, and 1. Okay, the first move we're going to be doing, we're going to be on the mat here. So making sure this mat got a little bit crooked, going to straighten it out, going down to the floor. We're going to be starting in tabletop. We're going into an exercise called bird dogs. Knees are under the hips, hands are under the shoulders. Everything is at 90 degrees. We're going to start by extending opposite hand and knee and bring the knee to elbow in to touch and extend. Here we go. Repeat this. We're staying on this side until it's time to switch. 30 seconds per side. Focus on balance, core activation. Feeling the glutes activate. When you pull that leg back, find the glutes and activate them. Getting a nice stretch as well in the arm and the shoulder. And switching sides. Here we go. Other side. Go right into the other side. Going right into the other side. Focusing on keeping the torso as straight as possible and as stable as possible. We don't want to see any bending in the back. We don't want to see any bending or twisting in the core at all. Focus on keeping it nice and stable, nice and straight. Almost there. And 3, 2, and 1. Then now we're going into thread the needle. So we're back into tabletop. Bringing one of our arms, sweeping it through, trying to get that shoulder to touch the floor. Bring it out and back. And repeat. Going at your own pace, of course. Go with your own pace. Work within your own range of motion. After you repeat this program each week, you're gonna find you're gonna be moving better. You're gonna be boosting your energy. These are workouts that will not cause fatigue. They will actually boost your energy, which is what you want. And back, we're doing a couple more here on this side, through and back. Through and back, switching sides, bring it through and back. Through and back. We're strengthening the shoulder here, strengthening the back, strengthening that rhomboid on the left-hand side. And if you notice, when we come through here for our thread the needle, we have a little bit of a slight half push up there on the other side. So we're also helping to strengthen our chest muscles while we're doing this movement. Last rep here on this side. And we're good. Now we're gonna bring it to our back. Laying on our back, we're gonna be working our upper core, our lats, and our triceps. So I'm gonna make sure I have some weights behind me on the floor. I'm laying on my back, my knees are up. Making sure I can grab these weights. We're gonna pull them up into neutral grip, so tips of the weights should be on the floor. Our arms should be nice and straight as possible. We're going into a pullover over the chest, slight raise up. Do not lift your full back. This is a partial crunch. Only the shoulders are being raised up to grab that nice abdominal contraction here with the weight. Bring it back down to the floor and tap and repeat. And we're going 30 seconds here, trying to push the weights up towards the ceiling. Bring it up above the chest. Try to push the weights up to the ceiling, back down to the floor, and go back into your pullover. And up, up, down, tap. Up, up, down, tap. If you're working with heavier weights, your reps are gonna be slower. We have to shift our mindset away from that need to always go super fast. We have to start lifting heavy and going slower to activate the muscles the way we need to in our perimenopausal and menopausal years. And we have one more rep here coming up for our overhead partial crunch. Bring it back down. Now, we just worked our upper core. We're gonna work our lower core now. So we're gonna be bringing our knees up. Focusing on pushing the lower back to the floor. And we're gonna be going into some bicycle. So we're working on feeling out this lower core, activating the lower core, keeping the back pressed towards the floor, and finding a nice angle for your legs to work at where your back does not want to creep up off the floor. So we're just laying here, doing our bicycles, as big and as deep as you can go for this move. You might even feel it in your quads. And we're breathing in and out. Never hold your breath for any of the movements. Check in with yourself. Make sure that your breathing is regulated. You're doing even inhales, even exhales. Find a rhythm that works best for you. Everybody has different endurance levels. A few more seconds here for bicycles. And 3, 2, and 1. And we're gonna bring it up. So we just completed set 1 of workout C. Of course, I'm always gonna make sure I cue you to take a drink of water to stay hydrated. We're returning into tabletop for set 2, and we're going into our bird dogs. 30 seconds per side, and go ahead. We're keeping the body moving. If you find that you're feeling winded or you're out of breath, just slow down the reps. Focus on strength over cardio. Focus on balance and stability over speed. And of course, focus on your breathing. Inhale, exhale. Getting ready to switch sides. Last rep here. And switch. And extend, knee to elbow. You do not have to keep up with my pace. Just do what you can for the 30 seconds. Keep an eye on your form and make sure your hand is right underneath your shoulder. Make sure your knee is right underneath your hip. Getting ready to go into thread the needles. One more rep here, back into tabletop. Thread the needle on the opposite arm. Bring it down and back. This one is not a speed move. This one is a slow stretching movement and a strengthening. You can also add light weights to this as well, to the hand that's sweeping under and going back, which can also help to strengthen the back muscles and the shoulders. Getting a nice twist in the torso as we bring our shoulder to the floor, switching sides, and through and back. You might even hear some cracks in your back. You might even get some nice adjustments as you work through these movements. A few more seconds on this side. You're gonna find these circuits move pretty fast with the 30-second intervals. And last one here. Great, we're already on our back. Going into overhead partial crunch. Make sure you have your weights on hand. If the weights are too light, grab something heavier. It's important to challenge yourself if you're able to. Going into overhead partial crunch. Ready, grab those weights. Overhead pull up here. Straight arm pull up. Partial crunch up to the ceiling. Back down and tap. You're gonna feel your upper core activate. If your weights are heavy enough, you're gonna feel your lats. If you're feeling tight in these areas, keep your weights low until you break up all the tension and all the tightness and increase that range of motion. As soon as you feel like you can move a bit better and the movement feels easier, you can then add more weight. Last rep here, and then we're gonna be going into bicycles. And bring it down. Bring your feet up, right into bicycles. Keep the body moving, steady state move. These workouts are about 20 minutes. So if you can get your body to move for 20 minutes, steady state, you're doing amazing. If you're not quite there yet, keep working at it. And you will get better and better each week. Stronger and stronger, your endurance will improve, your flexibility will improve, and you'll start to see a bit of muscle definition and some toning. And 3, 2, and 1. We just completed set 2. These are very short sets, very achievable workouts, short and sweet to fit into your day. Take a sip. We're going back into tabletop. If you have to catch your breath, just take a couple seconds whenever you need to. Take a break, catch your breath. We're resetting our form here, getting ready to go into our bird dogs. Ready? Extend, knee to elbow. Extend, knee to elbow. If this movement starts to get too easy, you can add ankle weights, which I'm going to show you in set 4. And you can also add a weight to your hand, which I'll show you in set 4 as well. Keep breathing. Inhale, exhale. Keep breathing, keep moving. Focus on stability. Focus on balance, stability, activating those muscles, switching sides here. Extend, bring it in. From one side to the next. You'll notice when we slip into our thread the needles, I'm switching the stabilizing hand. Little things there that we need to keep an eye on. Almost there. Last rep, switching hands, going into thread the needle. And back. Bring it through and back at your own pace. I'm going to be adding weights for set 4, so I can show you a little bit of what that might look like and feel like if that's something that you need to add to challenge your body. Last rep here. And switching sides, bring it through and back. Try to get that shoulder to touch the floor if you can. And back for the chest stretch. Always check in with your form periodically. Make sure you're in the right positions. You can move a bit better. Make sure your hands are right under your shoulders. Make sure your knees are directly under each hip for the best stability and the best balance. And we're good here for reps. We're already on our back, going into our overhead partial crunch. Grabbing our weights, getting ready for our pullover, and paying attention to our core, making sure that when we bring our arms up into our pullover, we're feeling our upper core, and as well as when we give a little bit of a push up towards the ceiling and back down. Keep an eye on your breathing. I always say breathe out on the effort, breathe out on the push, breathe in on the return. We have one more rep coming up for our overhead partial crunch. And bring it down. We're going right into bicycles. Again, make sure that lower back's pressed towards the floor. Sometimes it helps to put your hands on your core. Make sure, is it activated? Right? Sometimes the core can be a hard thing to activate. So we're just cluing into the muscles in our body, what we're working, so we know what to feel for. And for this, make sure your breathing is steady. Inhale, exhale after every 2 movements. Just checking the clock here, making sure we're working within 30 seconds. A few seconds left here on the clock. Almost there. And 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up. Grab a sip of water. I'm going to be throwing on these ankle weights just to show you what you can do to add a bit of resistance to these movements if needed. Throwing these around the ankles. I'm trying to hit this 30-second window here, so I can get going in about 8 seconds. Keep the body moving, keep you guys moving. All right, here we go. So we are now going back into tabletop, going into our bird dog. I'm going to be holding a weight on the one side while the other hand stabilizes. And go ahead, we're going to extend and bring it in. When you add weight to the body, it's going to be a bit more challenging to stabilize. You're going to be doing slower reps and focusing more on getting that deep move and feeling those muscles activate. Last rep right here. Sorry, we got one more left. And we're switching sides, switching the weight. Putting the weight in the other hand and extend, going right into the movement. The heavier the weight, the slower and the steadier you're going to be moving. And focusing on that balance. This is where form is really important. If you're going to be adding weights, you have to make sure your form is correct. If not, you might injure yourself. So before you add weights, just make sure you're ready. And we're good. We're going into thread the needle. I'm switching sides. I have this weight in my hand. We're going to be moving through, arm to the floor, shoulder to the floor, bring it up and back. So it's almost like you're doing a one arm reverse fly. Bring it through, nice and slow, because now we have weight on the arm. So we're going to be wanting to go nice and slow here. Even when we come back down, you want to make sure that contraction coming down is also controlled. And I bring it down nice and slow, switching arms. Moving it through and back and through. This one, it helps to keep the arms slightly bent. Through and back. Make sure you control that weight on the way down. It's almost like a reverse fly, but with one hand. Last rep here. Bring it down. Good. We're on our back now. 2 more and then we're done. This is how quick it can be. Quick and efficient workouts. Make it sustainable to fit into your busy lifestyle. Here we are, weights above the head. Check in with that core. Make sure your back is pressed towards the floor. Go ahead. Straight arm pull over. Push it up towards the ceiling. Back down and tap. Keep repeating this move. Breathing out on the push. Breathing in on the return. Feeling the upper core working for you there. After set 4, you should be feeling something. And we're good here. Working our lower core now. I do have ankle weights on my legs. It's going to change the game. I'm going very slow now. Really paying attention to my core stability here. Paying attention to my lower back. Going a bit slower. But paying attention to that slow muscle contraction and keeping the core activated. Work on an angle that allows you to keep your lower back to the floor. So if you lower your feet too much and your back is coming up, don't lower your feet that low to the floor. You have to make sure your back stays to the floor. This could change as your back gets stronger. You might be able to get lower and lower, but always make sure you're operating at a safe angle, especially when we're talking about lower backs. And 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna bring it up here. We have just completed workout C, Shapeshift 0.5 workout program. I'm gonna grab a little bit of water. And we're gonna go into a seated stretching routine today because we're on the mat, we're doing our floor workout. We're gonna start with a butterfly. So we're bringing our heels in towards our adductor muscles. And we're just allowing our body now to come down after our workout. Inhaling and exhaling, stretching out those adductor muscles. And we're gonna straighten our feet for our forward fold. Find something. If you can't touch your toes, slide your hands down your legs as far as you can go. Grab that part of your leg and use that as leverage to pull yourself down just a little tiny bit so you can feel a bit more of that stretch. And hold it there. As soon as you feel that tension, hold it there for a few seconds. And we're gonna bring it up and back into butterfly. You can even bounce your knees. There's different ways of doing this. Bounce those knees up and down. A little bit of activity there for the muscles. And when we're done, feet back out in front. Slide your hands down. Find something here to hold on to. And you might find that each time you do this, you might get a deeper stretch. Bring it down, hold it for a few seconds. And we're gonna bring it up. I'm gonna twist myself to the side here. We're gonna be doing a torso twist stretch. One leg goes over the other. The opposite arm comes around. Outside of the thigh, we're gonna use it to twist ourselves very gently through the core. When we feel a nice tug, a nice gentle stretch, hold it there, and inhale, exhale. And release that stretch, switching legs. Same thing, opposite arm around to the outside of the thigh, bring it around and hold. Nice stretch there through the core, through the torso. Inhaling and exhaling, we're gonna straighten, going into a glute stretch now. Go ankle over knee. Now this might be enough to get a stretch on. If it's not enough to get that stretch on in the hip there, bring it up as much as you need to until you feel that stretch. If you need a bit more of a stretch, lift the toe and hold. And inhale, exhale. And bring it down, switching legs, ankle over knee, bring it up. Till you feel that nice gentle stretch. If you need to lift the foot and hold. And we're going to be releasing our leg. Okay, ladies, good work. You just completed workout C 0.5. Good work, and I will see you in workout D.